Good afternoon, guys. It's Honey Jefe here. It's April 29th, 2 o'clock out here at the Green Apiary. Temperature is 68, 85 degrees. It feels like 120 degrees. And as you can tell, I have not been out here to keep up with the mowing. But I've got three splits that I've done out here. Sorry, I'm holding this up over my head. The cardboard splits. I should be getting some queens here pretty soon. We shall see how that goes. And what else do I got there? Well, look there at that hive butler and that pro nuke over there. That is a pair of swarms that I caught. One was last night. I put a video up. I've got a few videos of me doing that. One done by the lady who called me out there, my friend, and then kind of from a distance. And the other one is just what I did, which is the typical quality that you see here from the Honey Jefe recording studio. I'm much better at doing the honey than I am recording. Anyway, the hive butler has a swarm that I caught or went and got from another friend last week. It was high up in a tree. I did not expect to actually have it. I could not find the queen in there. That's the hive butler that kind of looks, well, it's kind of designed to be a uncapping version, and I'll use it and put swarms in there and open that up and let them come and go for a few days until I'm ready to move them. I did not expect them to stay. Had some issues with some rainwater getting in there. Let me put some gloves on here. I'm getting bombed. Of course, it was smelling bad. So every time I thought, well, they're not there anymore, I'd open them up and it'd be full of bees. I've got 10 frames in there. I don't remember which one's got foundation or how much, or which one's got comb. But I had it right there by my gate in front of at the end of the driveway. And I need to move them because that rainwater smells, even though I drained it out. So we're going to see what we got. But what I want to do is take one of these pallets over here to my left. This is my left. And I'm going to put these bees hopefully in a box on pallets. I'm not sure what to do with these guys yet. I'll look into these guys here, but there is activity in all three of them. So what I'm going to do, man, like I'm trying to look at all this. This is just wonderful. Is kind of have a little focus right there. I got my mic on. So the receiver, I guess, it plugs into the phone, the iPhone where you charge it. That's how I've got this one set up. Of course, I can't charge the phone that way because it seems like the cord never is able to charge it. So I have to charge the iPhone using the back of the phone. But I've tried using it this way and it seems to work. I cleaned out the port pretty good last night with just safety pin, I guess, and some alcohol, rubbing alcohol. But I'm hoping that makes a better connection. That's where I'm going with that. All right. Just want to keep my smoker going. I'm gonna let these bees out here in a second, but I want them to kind of be in place so they can do their orientation flight and all that stuff. I'll use one of those boxes up there. I got plenty of frames in here and in the back of my truck and this box here, if they're ready to actually go to a box. It's water. A lot of fire ant beds. I like fire ant beds for getting rid of the dead outs. I don't like stepping on them though. This smells terrible. I'm hoping that's what the smell is in my garage, because there's probably a bunch of dead bees in there. We're gonna, like I said, every time I open them up and peek in there, it's just full of bees, like moving around. There we go. Let's see which pallet. I'll need to use the bottom pallet. I thought I'd drill some holes in here. All right, guys, give me a second. I hope I got what I need. If not, they just won't get holes drilled in them. All right. I don't know what diameter this is. All right. It's just to ease I let the water have a place to drain, whichever way it's tilted at any point, not just for today, but in the future. Put that up. All right. Do I have a top for all of these? All right, I may have a top, and I got one top I know. I'll use the bottom as a top for a little while. There's one top, this is the bottom. All right. So a mistake that I made is on these first two, just screwing those W clamps in there without putting the boxes on there and seeing how they set. So it looks like they all are flush all the way around. It's just not perfectly square. Cockroach, I hate cockroaches. This is a testament to how good the wax does for these boxes. I'm not going to use these frames, but I mean, I'll take these back and I'll freeze them, spray them with Sertan, and then determine what to do. The bees and the, I won't be hard to figure out what to do with that one, but these have been out. They've been in the rain and the weather. Probably not what you want to use, but if there's foundation there, I can scrape it down. But I'll make that decision later. I'm not going to worry about just those frames right now. I mean, that's good combing there. I mean, bees can do a lot. I've seen them do a lot. But I've also made a lot of bad decisions, which is not for my benefit, it's for your benefit. Just kind of winging it. My man's not wrong when he says you're winging it. I mean to call him. He tried to call me yesterday and I couldn't talk. He's got some advice for me that he's gotten from watching a few of these videos, which is why I do it. Help me with these splits. And there is a difference. If I say a nuke or a split, I'm referring to sometimes like the Pro Nuke box, but there is a difference if you refer to something as a nuke or a split generally. And a nuke is something with an established queen. That's a big old ant. Inbrood and it's thriving and it's getting ready to expand. A split, just like you're trying to make it into a nuke. I was reading a complaint on Facebook. A guy in East Texas got basically a failed split attempt for a nuke that he paid full price for. So please know there is a difference. I mean, if you're just getting into this, don't refer to your, or just know to clarify what you're getting when you're getting something. All right. One of those guys is going to end up over here. If these guys are both ready for a box, if I don't have a top in the back of my truck, and I don't see one out here, it's not the end of the world. I'll just run to the house and grab one. This is the closest apiary to me, to my house. Chunk that. This is actually a pretty good box. So. Make sure there's. I'm not sure this top has been boiled in wax. It hasn't been, but it's okay. You know what? That makes it hard to use these tops too. You really can't. Do I even have any tops? I got all my tops over there at the cow pasture hive. All right. That's all right. I may not have to do anything. These bees could all be dead for all I know. This was a very big swarm for me. All right. I'll tell you what I want to do. Let's kind of get an angle shot. Jump up in this tall grass. You see these kind of put it there. Isn't that lovely? Trample down the grass a little bit directly in front of these bees. All right, this is the vented side. I'm stepping in a huge ant bed. Let those guys out for a minute. Ugh, goodness gracious. These guys, now this is a ventilated top. I've had a jar feeder or a jar turned upside down on top of this, but I've also had this open the whole time. But let me just go ahead and see what happens here. One bee. This is not made to be a swarm beehive transfer. I mean, it's got a lot of utilities, but one thing you got to know is all the frames are in line this way, so bees are used to going out and coming in. So moving across the frames, all these bees are back here. Let's give them a minute. I'm gonna slide these frames out of my way. I'm gonna need to treat all these for mites. I don't want to get all these infected. I don't know if they have mites or not. I'm sure they do. All right. Just want to give them a minute. You know, my first goal really was to get these swarms away from the house. Make sure my smoker doesn't go out. And the second goal, I believe I have another top. I don't think I have 2 migratory tops with me. Let me go look real quick. So this is where I'm going to talk, hopefully, and see if the mic is acting any different, any better. Let's see. The box. Just don't see a, let's see if this is sitting on a, okay, I do have a telescope on top. Which won't fit properly on the deal there. I guess I could, I don't know if I have, I can put one. All right, it's not hard to figure out, Jeff. All right. All right. I'm not going to stress about it. I got a telescope on top. I don't think I have another inner cover on me. There might be an extra one in here somewhere, or maybe over there. All right. Let's walk past here. Well, I said there's a pause button, but I could have paused that. But I want to see how the mic does. And that odor. Let's check this guy out right here first. So the Hive Butler is a great product. I recommend everybody have at least 1 or 2. All right. These guys might be just fine staying in a little 3-frame box over there. Look at that. So, not wonderful, and it smells terrible. Let me see what happens when I pull some frames out and just See, they have to go across this way to get out, which they've been probably oriented to doing that for a few days now, or a week. All right. And the cool thing about this, they have these dividers. If you look in here, so the frames don't shake back and forth too much when you're driving. I'm not going to worry about the orientation of these frames. There's nothing on them. All right. Ooh. Well, that is okay. So I failed to put a top on them or something to cover them while they were in the weather. So look at here. That's my own stupid fault. That's a swarm that probably could have survived. We'll see what I got here. Yeah, I mean, it's disappointing. But maybe there's a few bees hanging on. If there's a queen in here, I'd be surprised if the queen, I don't know, you just never know, man. Bees. They are smart, but let me just, I'm kind of looking down here. I don't know if I'll be able to find the queen down there. It might be. Probably combine these bees with another hive though. I do want to make sure that's not a queen in there. I don't see any kind of sign of a queen. No. These bees look defeated. Don't see any eggs or larvae or pollen. These poor bees. Oh, these poor guys. I'm so sorry. I didn't do you right. I thought you guys would all leave, and I didn't expect y'all to stay. And I did cover them up later, but I can never get to them and check them. I didn't have other things to do. All right, so I'm gonna look through them one more time, and I'm gonna look at these bees. Make sure there's not a queen. I probably need to smoke them a little bit, but make sure I don't see any eggs. I seriously doubt it. All right. These guys are depressed. All right. Can't see any smoke coming out of there. I had that sucker going good too. I had this sucker kind of leaning forward too, so water would. But I mean, just it's not a good setup for the way I did it. All right, I'm gonna close these guys up for a minute. I'm gonna close this up too, so less bees will. And I've done this before. I mean, I've actually like done this successfully before, but just never had it rain, and then me just not able to get to it. All right, so I'm gonna slide these guys right here. That doesn't look good. I think I'm gonna just stick to the bottom board. All right, so I just caught this. See those? That's a small hive beetle larva. So that's coming from there. So I'm going to need to adjust these W clips a little bit. I want to slide them over one or two over. Just not that big a deal. It's just a hassle. That's all. Let me turn this, aim this down. I'm trying to get lined up here with that front leg. I feel like this one's got enough bees to go ahead and put in the box. It's not going to be good. All right. Make sure this queen is not up here on the lid. I haven't smoked them yet. I'm just trying to get my smoker going. There you go. So let me lock these guys down. I'm hoping these guys are determined to stay here. Just kind of get in here and slowly start pulling up the bees. You know, you really shouldn't move them. You know, like into a box until they've established that they're going to stay there. But I'm just not, you know, waiting mood. I don't see the queen. Yeah, I'm not super good at really a lot of things. Finding the queen is one of them. It's a big bee, but it's not the queen. There's not the queen. Thought that was her right there. That could be, no. And your brain wants to find that queen so bad when you're looking. There's all right, let me just You know, this is one reason I don't like chasing swarms anymore. It's just because you spend a lot of time messing with them. If you do, they don't always pay off. I mean, you may have some bees and you may be able to kind of save a colony here and there, I guess, but I don't know. It's a lot of effort sometimes. Let's see, but I mean, every once in a while, I guess you get some good stuff. I'll shake those other bees into this here. All right, I say this every time, but I have seen the queen on the frame feeder. They shouldn't be. They're running from you. They'll go anywhere, I guess. This is roughly a gallon here. I'll look on this side. No, I don't see anything over there. Just nice and easy. Nice and easy does it. The song's actually nice and sleazy does it. Let's slide that all the way over here. Push this over. Alright, I'm going to take these little things out right here. So it looks like all these little black, looks like dead hive beetles actually is like the inside of the cells that like pollen and stuff. Looks like they were polishing it out. Maybe they I'll kind of dump them in there. I'll make sure I don't slam them with the queen in there. So I'm just double checking here. I don't want to get all that trash in there either, so I'm trying to there we go. They're acting a little bit anxious, it seems like. All right, I'm gonna turn these guys right here. Hopefully they'll crawl. Toward the front of the hive and move on in. what you got there, guys. My friend said the bees over there are back by her mailbox, which that's not unusual to have bees coming back. It's just more of the swarm that didn't make it last night into this box with me. They're coming back. They're following the pheromone. They may do that for a week. All right. See if I can double check, make sure there's no queen. All right. Let's see how they do. Let me look at this frame on the other end. That just doesn't seem like there's like a queen behavior, like you'd see her just kind of being still for a long time. I'll tell you what, instead of dumping these directly in there like I just did, shake out some of that trash. I'll just kind of I'll look in there and make sure I don't see an obvious queen. I don't. All right. Seems like a little ball in action there. That's always good, right? I'm gonna get my lighter here in a minute. All right, let's see how that looks here. All right. I don't want to use any of those frames from over here that were in the hive butler, just because I believe there's some small hive beetle eggs in there, and that includes this one right here. So I'm gonna just leave those there. I feel pretty confident this one's going to be okay. This one's been out here for a while. Out here. See if there's any. Yeah. Got some mildew on there. All right, so many frames I got in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I need 4 more frames. I want to just get frames of foundation. Let me grab this lighter here. Alright guys, I hope you all stay here. I see the bottom's a little bit wet. They're still in that swarm mode, I believe. That's why they're not really aggressive. I should kind of pull these guys up. I want to shake them over here into the hive. I know they're looking around. Yep. I feel like I hear a tractor. It might be the... Alright, so that's a tight fit. So these are mostly just, none of these frames are really big, right? I mean, they're all... I mean, none of them are like thick. They're just, they got a little bit of comb on them. Let me do this again here. That's not how I wanted to do that. I just want to smoke them, get them down. Go down. There's the notch. There's a notch up there. So summertime, you want the notch to be, if you have a telescoping lid with the inner cover, you want the notch to be on top. That way it draws air and it comes straight up before it goes through the top. So you're getting circulation through the center of the hive. If you have it turned down, there's no need for the air to come out the top of this hole. Air will come in the bottom through the entrance and then go straight kind of up toward the notch without going through the center. All right, where is, that makes sense. So you're trying to get ventilation to go throughout the whole hive in the hotter months. In the cooler months, you kind of want to decrease that. You'd see turn it down. All right. myself on fire there. This always works great until I get the camera rolling. All right, guys, let's move around to the front. I'm gonna pause it here in a second. Let's look at how those bees are doing. See if there's any kind of fanning activity going on. It's already been an hour, done one thing. I'm gonna look in these other splits, see how they're doing. I'm gonna pause it for right now, okay? All right, guys. Let's see here. Leave those bees alone for a few minutes. I'm gonna check out these hives, these splits, I mean. I may have to go to Man Lake and get some tops. Unless I can go to Hummers. Yeah, I'll go to Hummers and do that. Speaking of which, I need to add Hummer to the list of favorite beekeepers. I know he has a website. All right. So I don't know what I'm gonna do if these guys are ready to go into a box if I don't have a top. I'm gonna look. It feels good. It's stuck to the. Small hive beetles. I'm so surprised. Yeah. Alright. Let's see what we got. If they took all that, I'm gonna put a frame in here of just foundation and make them build that up. There's quite a bit of small hive beetles right there too. See that? There's a lot of small hive beetles there. I'm gonna set that right here. I'll smoke them a little bit. Before I start pulling frames out, I'll smoke them. Okay, I see brood. I see a lot of brood on that side over there, so I'm not gonna pull it out. I just know I have a queen. I see larvae, C-shaped larvae, uncapped. I see small hive beetles. And let me look on this side real quick. They're filmed it in with some nectar and honey. Looks like a bumblebee. I mean, that's a big size difference. Look at that. It's the one with the white dot on it. All right. I'm gonna put this frame back. I'm gonna walk over here in a second and grab a frame out of that. I'll leave those frames there. I'm gonna grab a frame out of the truck. I'm gonna grab several. I'm gonna grab 3 frames. All right. Testing, testing. I said 3. Why did I grab 2? All right. Give these bees more room to grow. Put these back. All right, I think you can see all of them right here. I think this one's the busiest. All this, man, this smells terrible. All right, feeding these splits. Not a bad idea. Sometimes, and I do hear a tractor. This doesn't look very good. Small hive beetle, small hive beetle, small hive beetles. This one's not gonna make it. I don't think. That's not a queen. That's small hive beetles. These guys are just being robbed out. But I will go through the rest of it, the frames. There's only 2 more frames. Oh man. I'm gonna shake all these frames. Okay. So look in the bottom down there. See all that crawling around? Small hive beetle larva. So you know where that goes? Okay. All right, so I gotta throw these frames over these ant beds. Sorry guys. So I'm just taking them over here. So there's nothing in here to salvage except knocking these bees loose. Forcing them to go out and find another place. And all those small hive beetles. I mean, it's like dozens of them right there. Leave that there. Hold on now. All right, guys, I didn't mess that one up. Let's see. So probably that one could have been foreshadowed to not make it. I hate they didn't make it. I don't remember which ones got the queen cell, which ones didn't. This is a little bit tough. That's my last box. Landowners here, bush hogging, mowing. So I wanted to smoke these guys down so they don't bother him. These guys actually look ready. They're not boiling over. But that looks like 5 full frames from the top. You see all that white wax? Can you see? I'm not looking at the camera too much. So I could put them in a box. Yeah, I can put them in a box. I think I'm gonna put them in a box. So I'm gonna get a pallet. Use the pallet For the bottom, I got a telescope on top there. I don't have a inner cover, but let me do this. These small hobbies, man, I swear you can't hit them with this part because that J hook keeps it. It's like trying to, it just doesn't work. What do I not like about that palette? Well, I got another bottom here, don't I? I do have a bottom. Okay. It's the W clips that I didn't like. There you go. Cause a fire at your friend's place. Yeah. All right. Let's see. I want to kind of see what I can get here. See what I can do there. There we go. Shake it up. What I got here, it's like a bunch of empty space. This is for the queen to lay. Hopefully. I have a queen, right? If I don't have a queen, I see brood. Okay. I see brood over here. So maybe the queen, yep, I don't see her there. Doesn't mean she's not there. See pollen going over here. A lot of uncapped brood. It's kind of like Joney brews, kind of. I mean, it's a solid sheet. It can't be all drone. I mean, I say that. Could be. This is. See that? Kind of the same. And there's some bubbly ones right there. I'm gonna take that thing out. Just a cup. Man, they chewed a hole through the bottom of this. Hope y'all can see that. It's some uncapped brood. I don't see the queen, but let's close this nice and slow. Yep, there you go. Spill that over. I'm gonna leave that for open feeding. Let's make sure the queen is not, I mean, crap. Let me smoke these guys down here because got somebody with the bush hog over there, the landowner here. I'm gonna take it, his bush hog in a little bit and mow, or his tractor. And all right, so I'm just trying to get this stuff out, make sure the queen isn't behind that. See that hole right there? Now you got to worry about these little folds, the ones that I got wrong. Right here. See how there's so many bees down in there? I'm kind of shake her down. mean, I don't know if the queen is there, but the queen ain't running to you for sure. All right, 5 frames in there. I need to add 5 more. I'm just going to find 5 frames. Wouldn't have to have comb. Just 3. I'll grab 2 more real quick. All right. Sorry guys, all those guys over there. And how many frames is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 10 frames. All right, now I need to add a top. I'm gonna take some of this back to the truck. All right. Let me bring it back around. I'm gonna wrap this up in a little bit. So I started out with 3 splits. One split is no longer with us. The other 2, one I just moved in this box here. This one over here I'm going to wait. And this is a combination of 2 swarms with a bunch of dead bees from one of them. In the bottom of that hive butler. But I want to kind of wrap this up so I can use the tractor and mow a little bit around here. So I want to get some of this trash up before I do. So I'm going to smoke some of these guys down. I don't have a telescoping lid with me, or the inner cover that goes with them, but that's okay. I'll tell you what, I'll just do this. Maybe some of you guys will come out here and mess with that. I need to start keeping up with my lids and stuff. I'm going to leave this as a form of open feeding. Over here. Oh, I got frames in there. I didn't realize that. I got frames in these 3 frame nukes. Okay. Well. Let's see that. Do that. The ants and the bees will get in there. You can tell. Shaking out the dead bees. I'm picking these frames up. These are all going in the freezer or the trash. We'll see. Grab them all here. Look at that train. 5 frames in here. I need to establish like a place where my buddy has his burn pile. A lot of this is just going to be trash, but get this out of the way. I had to use my lighter to get this thing to light. There we go. Just a packet full of dirt. All right, guys. Let's see if I can get a video after this is after I mow this. Thank y'all so much, guys. I know I'm rushing. So I'm holding my buddy up. All right, y'all have a good one. Honey Jefe, turn it off.